me this morning, so I think she was meant to.
Okay, well, I'll hit record, but let's just have a look at the report because anecdotally, it looks really good, right? So um,
Did you post it?
I didn't know. That's what I mean. So open it in the private thread. So effectively, what I'm saying is we'll share it from your screen because you're sharing it for Wendy and for me to have a look at.
Okay.
You've got access to everything because you set it up. There's no issues in terms of that side of things, so that's all good. Rightio. So let's look at these numbers. So awesome. So let's just at the top.
Yep.
So we've got. So one of the things we need to encourage Wendy to do is to invite her friends and family and business network to the page, right? Because the following is just one shy of the 30. In the past, you couldn't actually. There were certain things you couldn't do till he hit 30, right? But because we never promote for likes, we're really require the fact that we invite post likers and or people invite their network into the page. So we just need to encourage Wendy to do that if she can, because really the numbers are exceptional, but the numbers are all new people, right? So it's all people that don't currently know her, right? So that 14,000 is unbelievably good. Engagement's very, very high. And so that's really good, but it's all as a result, or it's not all of as a result. A heavy proportion is as a result of that ad, and it's all new. So to make it that it's a little bit more organic, we just need to try and grow the following as well. So if we can encourage her to do that, that would be awesome. And I'll make a note. We'll make a note in this report when we post it through. That's why it's not a bad idea. We post it after we've spoken with her. I think a lot of the engagement probably is video views as well. So that's the other thing. See how when you do promote now, I don't know.
There's
No, it
no
doesn't.
video.
What's that? Video traffic. What's that? So see how it's got active video traffic, $3 a day. So
It's promoting their videos, but it's not a
promoting the video.
video.
Oh, video traffic, as in the web traffic. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's for 159 link clicks at just over it. Was $1.46, slightly on the high side, but still pretty reasonable. The numbers are huge, right? So 82,000 impressions already at 11 cents ad recall, really good. And the other thing that's really, really handsome is the 327 flares to the related URLs, right? So that's a lot of web traffic, yeah, coming through.
Yep.
So then the obvious. So you've got growing is growing slowly. Given project commencement invites to page, we can invite our network. It'd be good if you would do same. So that's what we just reiterate that, right? Post reach is up high, and it's a lot, right? Because that must mean that ad must have really clicked in over the last month.
Yep.
So LinkedIn is another one, really. So what you might want to do is if you copy and just open up those the Facebook ads manager so you can show her where we're getting this information from. So do ads manager, open that up in a different tab. It's always interesting how different people have their quick ways to get to different things. Yeah. And just put it on lifetime as you were going to do, I think. And then similarly, if we go and do the same for LinkedIn, whenever I see the name WendyWho, I always feel like going, anywho. That's a bit Scottish. Anyway, so we can see the post impressions are actually slightly down, but I just want to make sure Wendy knows that she can. So just go that admin tools and we'll just show her the how to invite people in, right? So invite your connections. So clearly these are going to be your connections. I'm assuming I already like it, right? So, but what you can do, even in this, you could say, would you like me to like some of our BNI connections? Invite some of our BNI connections to this page,
Yep.
right? So, but it's a lot stronger if she's inviting her network, not your network as such, right? We can do a few, but it's problematic if they all of a sudden become our network and we're social media marketers, and then she's commercial property, that side of things. So, yep, so that's good. So there's just an area for improvement, really. And then click on back to the base camp with her project. And then, so Twitter, I'll check that every now and again. So we know that one of the things that people often will ask us, we do at the bottom. So if people don't have the time or they're just too busy to actually...
I think there's been an issue with the if then and that for Twitter for hers.
So it's not coming through. Just
yeah, I think so.
Go to Twitter and just check and see if posts are getting through or when they last came through. And just profile. And scroll down a little bit.
Yes, I don't think any have come through.
Okay, so basically make a little note, probably underneath in the private thread, that you'll reconnect. Reconnect. It should just be on. We should have made a note in the session, maybe if we didn't, or to reconnect using one of Wendy's emails, and the same password as Instagram. Yeah. So need to reconnect IFTT. Okay, well that's good. At least this is why we do this, right? To find that out. Yeah. And then you'll actually get your numbers. Oh, sorry. Then with Instagram, again, there is numbers. So if you go and have a look on your phone, if you go on your phone or even on the screen, if you go to, actually, no, I think you need to do it on your... It
doesn't show you on the screen.
Yeah, you can go to the business manager in Facebook though, right? So if you, I think go to your phone. I find it easier now just to do it on the phone. You should find that all yours now are primarily in Business Manager. Have you got the app for Business Manager? The only thing for me is because, and you might be the same, is because we have Adrian or your other Adrian, you've got your two Facebooks.
Yeah, I think it might be logged into my other one.
So what I get you to do, just go to the Facebook account itself then. So open another tab. So keep Ads Manager open, but just go to Facebook. You can actually go into the app for Instagram on your phone, just so you know, and sign in on that way. But if you go to the page, so WendyWho, your 9+ pages. Yeah. And Insights. Does Insights now have it where it's connected? Let's see.
Don't think so.
Okay. Scroll down to Instagram. Oh, sorry, on settings. Where's settings? Are we in settings? No. Page Insights. Oh, you click out of... do you have to go back to... Yeah.
Go back, yep.
And then down to settings. And then scroll down to Instagram. Managing Instagram personal account. Is it personal? Scroll up. As a professional account. Professional account. I think the easiest thing to do would actually be try signing in to... have you done it on... because the Insights usually, as I said, I go to the app is the quickest and easiest, but you just have to... you can only have a certain amount in the app to be able to check it. I'm sure there is a way on this in terms of being able to see your insights here as well. But it's because of being Adrian.
Yeah, I think I got it.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So it should say. I'll put a copy and paste in for you so you can see what the other ones we're normally. It just talks about number of followers, as well as. I'll do it here. Give me a second. Doesn't look like. Who did I do?
Message Wendy because she's usually early.
Okay. Yeah, maybe just send her a message or give her a call even.
She didn't pick up.
I wonder if she has the link to Whereby.
Yes, sent it to her this
Oh, you
morning.
did? Okay.
Yeah, and she just put in a message in Basecamp just before the meeting started.
Okay. That's weird. What if she's having any trouble getting in?
So she just put, yeah, see, 15 minutes ago, so 5 minutes before it started, she just put this up.
Okay, that doesn't give us much time. So, in terms of posting things when it's the next day, so she knows you do it a week in advance, right? So, I guess if you can, then clearly, but that's just what we'll talk about. But so with Instagram, it's just followers and accounts reached. If you go in, it's just basically reporting on how many people have been reached. I think it does give a percentage up and down as well. Have you got that on the app, or are you still? Yeah.
Yes, it's showing 925 accounts reached,
Oh,
plus
awesome.
28%,
Yeah. So
9
there you go. So
content interactions.
So what that suggests is your organic reach is really is going well as well, yeah. So yeah, you just maybe copy and paste that again into your into that base camp, and then I'll and we'll update that in the report as well. And then the other thing I think was the only other thing was Google My Business, which I think was also really good.
Just sending Wendy a message.
No, all good, no problems.
So you want me to?
Oh, you could probably edit the one above still.
Oh yeah, I can. I know.
Instead, just go and then just paste it into there. Yeah, you should still.
Don't think I can because it's
Oh no,
too.
no, sorry, I meant the one that you just did. That little comment
Oh
just
yeah,
then.
okay.
It's just so you don't have two there. Yeah, you won't be able to do the other one for some reason. I've had a mad day today. I swear. One of the had a Facebook ads where we did it for the first time. Went through, and then it got rejected, and then the ads account got restricted. It's like, oh
Oh,
my god. And you know when you look away from your email, and then all of a sudden now I'm looking, and it's like, what the heck? I've not been out that long.
that's all it's showing me. Oh, that's. What am I doing? Sorry, that's the last 7 days.
Including, did you send me a message, or that was possibly
A message that no,
no, on LinkedIn?
on LinkedIn I did earlier today.
Yeah, that was okay. My bad. I haven't been so. Oh, Jennifer, what's Jennifer saying? Dean Lauren Bartley. Oh, So you're done with that one. Sorry,
Yeah,
I,
just updated
I
that.
just realised I'm recording still. That'll make for exciting thing. So let's just do that last little bit, because in a way, then we can move straight on to scroll up. Just Google my business, and so 621, I think that is, which is pretty good.
Yeah,
Hey, one
six
thing,
twenty one.
just copy that. One thing I've been doing with others. So just copy the link or click on the link and go to that. Right. Um, That didn't take you over the top, did it? It just went out, right? So cool. Yep. So um, click on home, because one thing I realized is that's actually not the full picture. Scroll down a little bit. Oh, no, sorry, in the middle. Stop there. Yep. See, it's actually 715 views of that Google My Business thing with 633 searches, right? So it's actually quite high. Right? So the search views is actually, well, higher than what we've just reported there, right? So that's the first thing. The other thing, you is picking a post. You've done a post update you did a day ago, right? So I can see that they're on the right
Yeah, I
hand side.
did.
So they're going
Oh yeah.
through okay for this one, which is good. Yep. So just pointing out to Wendy that you're doing those as well. So that's again, I mean, that's search insights. They're really good, right? So for a page, I don't know if she's doing uh, any search or any if she's done
Yeah,
anything in the past.
I don't know about if she has or not.
Yeah. What's it telling us? Complete your business. Probably often the about it from 80%. Scroll down a little bit. Add logo. Should already there. Click on that. On the right hand in the middle, so below the 80%, where it says 80%, and then there's a plus. Yeah, it's already there. What are they
Added
talking
to it,
about?
yeah.
There they go. I was going to say it's weird. Um, cool. And so yeah, basically this is a really really good report. It's exciting. So and then if she's got these couple of hours, so maybe just have a quick look to see what she was wanting to meet about and see whether or not it's something that you can just do. Because wasn't she going to talk about advertising?
Yeah, well, the talk about the new videos, and then there was something else that she wanted to talk about as well.
Okay. Um, so um, so what's this? What's this one published? We'll have contract limitations on what we use, but it could be good to use this on the first group to have access to this type of presentation. So I guess we just need to remind Wendy of the. So we wouldn't usually do a like I don't know if she was hoping for a full text picture, gain an edge. So that's so what would be good is to get some context, is to actually see this stuff on the website so that we can repurpose it off the website, right? Maybe just have a look and save this into Dropbox for us as well, session 1. So I think we do need to have a chat with her as to what she's wanting to share, whether she's a series of posts that she's wanting to do. Session 1 on Wednesday. So this looks to me like
Because she had sent me a thing about this on the weekend, which I did a post about, but then
yep,
she wanted me to take it down because she couldn't use everything from
right,
it. So I took it down, and now she's sending me this, I
okay.
think, to I guess re-put it up.
Yeah, so I guess what we've got to be really careful of is doing things that aren't on the website. So this potentially is a blog, right? It's just basically saying, "Hey, Wendy is providing this thing to." Otherwise, to go for more information, it becomes a really weak post because it's here today, gone tomorrow. Um, Particularly when it's been and gone, right? So we want to be able to take people to somewhere where they can get more information about what she's doing with these really good strategic opportunities, right? Um, so, and in a perfect world, what you would be saying is also, oh, fantastic. Make sure that Gross Waddle Commercial Real Estate takes some photos and 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 then put them on your website too, and then we could share them about fantastic day that you had, and then similarly with the other one. So maybe just on where you've just made those notes, let's edit again in Wendy's, and and just do an edit, and maybe we put it in the report, right? So is this the one? maybe, is it this one? Scroll down below. Hi, Wendy. Clicking comment. Oh, where's the other one? Where's refresh
I
this?
I just sent that through. Why is it not there?
It's weird. Refresh.
Oh, there we go.
There it is. I just go edit again. So I guess what we need to say is, hi, Wendy, we missed you today, right? So at this stage, I'm not sure if something came up. I guess that's the first thing. We've made a recording with regards to this month's report. I'll tidy this up a little bit as well, if you like. But we are recording this part, which is kind of weird as well. We made a recording with regards to your report. And how you can help us with content for sharing, with content for sharing to social media. I.e., we use our model is a website to social media. Back to website, phone or email. Phone, email,
Hold
or
on,
office. Here she.
She just called me, then hang up. So, and she's calling me again. Okay. Hello. She's gonna jump on now.
Okay, cool. Well, I might as well leave record going, but maybe just finishing off where you're doing. So we will send it as part of the report too, and we'll have this little video too. Website, phone, email, or office.
Website, phone, email.
Or offices. Does she have an office? Email or offices where it's appropriate. Or offices. Hence, if information can be placed on the website first, that saves us time and gives you the benefit of search as well as social. Who's the web person?
I'm not sure. I don't remember. It's yeah, I don't remember.
It's helpful, is all you'd say. It's helpful. And that'll just help us remember as we go through. Just go so you can save changes. So do you, once Wendy jumps on, is to basically, I think because we have made a recording and we're about to send her the report, just go through it just to say, look, the insights are really good. What were you hoping to talk to us about today, so that we can and you can get on with it? I've got to be honest, I don't think I can stick around now. I still haven't. Okay. I've got a few engagements that I've got to do. So what I can do is, if you'd like, I'll say hello to Wendy. Hey, Wendy, how you going?
Good. How are you?
Very good, thanks. I was just saying to Adrian that I might have to love you and leave you. The good news is we've had, because we weren't sure whether you're going to be able to join us, we've taken a recording of talking through your report, which will let you watch in your own time. And what I was just saying to Adrian is then you can clarify what you are hoping to do today with new anything new basically as well. Um, I was just mentioning often we sort of just remind people around content. It's really good if we could put content on the website first. It saves us time is one thing, but it also gives you a lot more benefit. So I think I, I saw the on Basecamp you provided the stuff around the national presentation to
Yeah,
national real estate, that sort of thing. So anything that would make a really good blog or testimony or detail about you. Um, Ultimately, we want to make it that people get to see it for more than 24 hours on a social media post, right? Is that, and we want to have a picture to go with it, maybe. So ideally, you'd have the host, if it was national real estate, for instance, take some photos, and they might share something about the fact they've got the Wendy who, well, the wonderful
yeah,
Wendy, and then Adrian can pick up and share that, right? So what we try and do is get the spin-off benefit of search as well as social, and we know that we can always find the information and just repurpose it with just a snappy stuff. Because the idea is we're trying to get them back not just to the website, but ultimately to pick up the phone or email or come into the offices if it's relevant, right? But
yeah,
what I will say is that looking at your report, it's really good, right? It's the reporting and the insights that we're seeing are impressive, based on a lot of people seeing your posts and engaging with those posts. The only thing to be mindful is that the ads are doing a lot of the work at the moment, right? So, is there some stuff that you can do to help us help you around? And Adrian will talk to you about those things realistically. And we're forever. Believe me, it's the same for everybody, right? Is that it's
yeah,
the insights are really good, but there's just some little tricks and tips that we like to sort of say. Look, if you were just to like this or invite family and friends to like the page and your business network to like the page, then
yeah.
it'll be people that it's not just new people all the time. We want to get some of those people that already know of you and already think you're awesome to actually be liking and engaging with you as well.
So the issue that I do have is that, like, I'm not happy about Twitter because it's all very well for me to. There's a lot of the property people aren't on Twitter. Commercial property people aren't, because it is such a negative platform. So Twitter really isn't really the place for me to be. Really, I don't want to be there. It's probably got some other. I mean, I'm there,
Yeah,
but it really is negative and very pussy, and people are just, the property people aren't there. There's a few of them that are, like that some of the lawyers are, where they'll post and then they'll go to Twitter. But a lot of the time they're not. They're not there on Twitter because it's just so.
yeah. So Twitter's probably, as you said, in a way. In actual fact, there's an issue with your information going through to Twitter at the moment, anyway. So Adrian's just looked at that, and that we've put it in the report that we need to reconfigure your if this then that. The main thing that we use around Twitter, I don't know what sort of, again, I don't dispel people's experiences at the end of the day, but it's not my experiences with the businesses we've worked with. I've never had it, to be honest. It's hard enough getting engagement. As you said, what I am well aware of is most people aren't um, uh, um, necessarily averse with how to best use Twitter. But I can honestly say that I have never suffered abuse with any client that we've ever had. And I've had hundreds, right? So I've never seen that
Oh
with,
no,
with
no,
any
no!
business,
I
right?
haven't.
So,
I haven't.
yeah,
I haven't
it's
gone
more
anywhere.
likely to be something that we would see, where we kind of manage and block if we see it coming from any of the more popular channels that people do use, right? Um, so,
Yeah,
but Twitter, the main reason we do it is actual fact it can give you access to people that you can't otherwise access in terms of just making them aware of you. But the reality is the main thing is we just want to place you as in your geographic and your industry, just being on there. That's more the
yeah,
point. Yeah, yeah.
and that's what I said to Adrian in the first place, is that my industry is my industry, but my offering is sort of relatively specific.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I would say
it's
to you that one
I
of the
think
most,
oh, sorry, I just think it's more branding, that I'm getting more branding notice.
Oh yeah, no, that's right. Well, as I said, we've talked through that report, and Adrian, I'm sure,
Yeah.
is still happy to talk through around the
Yeah,
insights.
no, that's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the insights are very strong, but also what we do see is it's working because you've actually got over 800 flares through your website. You're highly searched as well, which is unusual. So comparative to most businesses, and particularly you're on an extra small and you're spending a fairly negligible or a nominal amount around ads.
Yeah. Yeah.
The numbers are high. I think a lot of that could be because we've been in and out of COVID as well. But realistically, that they are very good numbers. We see a lot of numbers, right? So we don't just say it. Often if we have conversations with people and say, well, these numbers aren't quite what we'd expect, right? So we tell people how it is in terms of whether it's good or bad.
Yeah.
So I'm not. So as I said, the main thing that I would say is at the moment the ads is doing a lot of the work because there's not a lot of network that is on there. So
No,
it's
there's not on
yeah.
Instagram and all of
And
those.
so whilst and Adrian's got it open and he's sharing his screen, whilst me and Adrian can invite our Facebook connections and our LinkedIn connections to your pages, it's better if you do it because realistically we're not in your industry. Whereas and so
Oh, absolutely,
yeah,
absolutely, yeah.
yeah.
And I
So
just probably need a few tips on that, actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Adrian will be able to give you that today, and then also talk about, the new ads that you might want to run as well. But as I said, what we can say is the ads that you've done so far look like they've been a good test because it does look like you're going to get the sorts of results you'd hope to get. I'd say.
Yeah, okay. Gavin's meant to be logging in as well, the guy that does the video stuff. So just to have a quick chat. So I don't know
Yeah.
where he is. So
We were going to
we've been,
ask you around who does your website, who helps you with the website.
so my issue with the website is that it's Wix.
Yeah, that's not the end of the world. Yeah.
So but the problem has been that I had someone working on it, but I then ended up getting the graphic designer to go on and go over the whole website, get the colours toned down a bit so you didn't need sunglasses, and get the fonts all consistent, get the information consistent, make sure everything's up to date. So I have another person that does some of the back end work, but she hasn't always been consistent. So we're back on it at the moment. What we're trying to do is we used to use Infusionsoft, and I'm not using that now. It was just I wasn't utilising it enough.
Yeah.
And because I wanted to then pay you guys to do what you're doing. So I want to utilise the back end of Wix so that it's got a capacity that every time you send something or post something, a notification goes out to the database.
Yep.
So we're trying to just work that out at the moment. But I don't have anyone specific. I have had in the past, and I don't.
Yeah, it's just good if you've got someone. For us, it's normally just minor tweaks. Adrian, do you want to open up the website just for us, if that's okay, and share that on your screen?
Hi, Gavin. Sorry about that. That was my fault. I kept in my mind thinking it was 5:30.
That's okay.
So remember,
You can see us now.
Yeah, I can. All I was just going to do, just two quick two bobs worth, because realistically, some of these stuff we do talk about the setup and planning day, and then we sort of leave it. We don't often come back to it, but we will put it on the report, just in terms of adding your other 4 social media sites so that people know and they would open up. If you click on the Facebook site at the moment, Adrian, what happens? Is it okay? It goes to a new site, so that's good, right? But with Wix, you could certainly open your you can certainly add your Google map so that people know how easily review you. So you'd add the Google icon. You'd add your LinkedIn company with the LinkedIn icon, and you'd add your Twitter, even though you've just said you're not sure about it, but you do have it. It's just for those people that do use it. What I was going to say when I slightly rudely interrupted, one of the most active people that I ever met was in real estate, and he's still over there in Perth, very active, a guy called Peter Sigalagus. And certain people use it in a certain way where it is very good for them. But as you said, they're the exception rather than the rule. But it is an asset for you, just so you know. It's just an asset that you own, and it's better that you have it than someone else butcher it. And then what did I've left out? your YouTube channel as well. And we've got the video guy here too, so it makes sense that you'd have your YouTube channel. Clearly, your YouTube, as far as we're concerned, YouTube after Google, which everybody knows is the second best search engine, and it's also, we believe, that the second best landing page after your website, because we've put your website and your other links in there, right, and your branding on there. and you've got videos on there. So you may as well put that on your website as well. So those 6 ones could be on there, and often what we say is how people are lazy. So what do you want them to do? So often you might also want to put underneath those links your phone number, depending on if that's what you want them to do, and your email. Even if it's a click on the email box, so they can go straight to your email as well. So in other words, if you have your contact details up in your top right, including your social media links, it adds value to your website. The other thing you might consider doing, if you scroll down, I don't know if you've got any plugins at the moment on this website, but because Adrian has got a habit of posting for you, is there's some very simple newsfeed plugin for Facebook that you could put down the bottom. You could probably push the contact to the right slightly, and you could just make it the Facebook plugin sits down below, and it actually shows your every second day post as they're happening. It also shows that Adrian and Gavin is following this page, and then other people, Adrian's following this page, I might follow this page. What's this all about? Right? So that plugin's the other thing we encourage, and we know that your pixel is already behind it. That's been set up perfect. So that's great because we know you've already got, I think, a few hundred flares going through the website and all that sort of stuff. So, Gavin, I'm going to have to love you and leave you because I've actually got a bit of work that I still haven't got round to, but I'm going to leave you in Adrian's capable hands with Wendy.
Drama.
And he's looking resplendent in his Diffy uniform as well.
Just thought I'd put a face to the name.
Yeah.
You know.
And listen, I'll leave it recording. What I might just do is take my mic and share off, but I just literally have to keep going on a few different things that I haven't got done today. Yeah.
No problem.
All right. Thank you.
Problem.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Okay.
Okay, so what was it that you sort of want to discuss? Because I think we want to talk about the new videos that you got.
Well, I do have obviously a bit of work on the website still to do,
Yep.
and it's just getting the right person to do it with using Wix. Because as I said to you, and I said to Gavin too, the reason I've got Wix is that I can update it, and I want to not lose that capacity. Because when we had websites before where the IT guys did it, we couldn't even update anything, and then they wouldn't do it how we wanted.
Yep.
And so it was just, so at this point I've just written some notes on that anyway, but I think, so what I like the report that you gave us, which is my issue probably is, there's a couple of things while Gavin's here we need to discuss about putting the video up on YouTube.
Yep.
And the YouTube channel. But the other thing was basically that, I'm getting lots of movement and lots of hits and things like that, but I need to expand the Instagram invites and followings, and I'm getting more followers, but it's very slow. But I need to sort of spend some time pushing out that out.
Yes, that's what I spoke to Steve about before when we we're going through it. So there's a few things that we sort of suggest that you do, sort of inviting people, because we're not running any ads to gain followers at the moment.
Yeah.
The ads that we're running is based on the videos and stuff like that.
And the brand.
Which we're getting, and the brand, yes. So we're getting really good traffic with that.
And apparently, Gavin, there's lots of searches on the website and things like that.
Yes, I can show you again now if you want, because we're getting quite a bit. So do you do any SEO, anything like that?
Myself? No.
No, not for the website?
No.
In the back end, it's set up with words and stuff like that, but no, I don't even look at it because I sort of don't care. Don't mean it like that.
Sorry, I thought you were asking me, Adrian.
Oh, that's okay.
Because I did go.
The original SEO stuff and all that was set up in the background by the guy that set the website up. But I don't do that because I don't have time, and I just look at how work's coming in. Yeah.
Well, even based on that, if you can see here, we're getting 633 searches and 715 views, which is quite impressive considering that you're not actually doing any SEO stuff. That's really good, which is the one thing that we're pointing out with the report.
Yeah, okay.
So that's really good. And we're, with the Facebook pixel and stuff, it's showing that we are getting quite a bit of traffic going to your website from Facebook and Instagram, which is good.
And from the ads and that, yeah.
Yes.
So what I'm trying to do is put more content up, more material, because that's being really well received, and I'm getting lots of good feedback on that, like with the social media posts with the link back to the website with that. That's getting really good feedback anyway. So I'm just trying to write more. So we put the 2 new scenarios up, did the other new blog.
Yeah.
So we just I'm trying to work on that to get more content because that's what people are wanting.
Okay, so those videos that Gavin sent me, we're going to put them up on YouTube for you. But are those the ones that you wanted us to advertise as well?
Well, it's only one,
Or is
isn't
that?
it, Gavin?
It's just the one. It's
It's
just
just the one video.
I mean, I'm sure you guys.
You sent me a couple different versions of it.
Yeah,
As long
I'm
as
sure
the
you
one was a
guys
little
are
shorter.
where to use a different one for
Yep.
Facebook for the compression. Yeah, so it's the same 1 minute video.
Yep.
There's just a 720p version for Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's just to promote the video, to get the video out. So
The course, yeah.
yeah. So the other thing that so that needs to go up, but obviously probably with a bit of wording, and we have updated, well, hopefully it's been done on the website. The wording was meant to be updated. Let me just check. And we can use this wording probably, other than what Gavin's already put in. But I'm just want to have a look. Oh, can you go to that, to the video page, Adrian, please?
To your website? Or are you talking?
Yeah, to the website, to the video page, and just click on the video, that there.
Around here, the videos?
Yeah.
Yep. So this is the wording that you want us to use
That's the new wording. That's updated wording.
Okay, good.
So it's more about what the video is about.
Yep.
Yeah. So you can use that in however you want to use it, but the bottom is really, here is like, well, I don't know how you can fit it in the YouTube or whatever, however you do it, but that's
yep, okay. Well, with YouTube, we have a lot of information that we can put compared to Facebook. We'll have to shorten it in Facebook, but with YouTube, can add it all in.
I was going to say, sorry, I was going to say with the with any promotional, like with any use of that 1 minute promo, the main thing it obviously needs is a direct link to that page, which is the website /video.
Yep.
And saying that this is where you can gain paid access to the 3 hours of content. So I think those are the key words to have.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we do with every post. We always sort of bring it back to the website.
Yep.
With key information where it needs to be. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think when also just speaking just with regards to the blurb on the website, the blurb.
Yep. I'll bring that up again.
So because we were talking about having the detail, like the itemized list of contents of the course somewhere, and I said, look, that would be a great place to do it rather than have a paragraph, just maybe a line or two, and then list out the actual. I think there's 20 mini segments.
There's 20. Okay.
Yeah, so there's 7 segments of video, but
then there's 20 within
about 3. So
we can give you free access to that, Adrian, because it's really hard to see. We've got to actually click on it, and then you can see the page, like each video as to what's in it, like the summary page. So
yes, it does. So it does show you a summary within each section.
yeah, like you could click on one of the other before paying for it. You could click on any of the segments, and it will have the quick list of contents. But people don't really know that. I think it'd be good to have 1 to 20 in that blurb section rather than have a chunk of text. Maybe
I tried to do that, but she couldn't access that, and because she couldn't get it, so she ended up just doing like a summary of it, and it was just
sure.
So, and I didn't have time, so I sort of
well, just remember, I can send it to you again as well if you like, Wendy. But the Vimeo page, the link.
The Vimeo page has it. Yeah.
Yeah. I can resend that if you. It's all in a. I put in what's called a collection, which is like a playlist.
Yeah.
On Vimeo, I can send that, and if you want to share that with the guys, that's fine.
Yeah, if you can send that to me as well, that would be good.
Yeah. So this was really our trial. So it took a fair bit of work, and it's been Gavin's been doing heaps of work and just trying to get the right platform and that everything works properly. And it's been a fair investment of time and effort over the COVID bit to get it done, and we're really pleased with the product. So obviously want to roll out some more. So we have an event coming up on the 6th of May for
Yep.
that upskilling event. We're just putting the program together at the moment and finalising the speakers. So we'll want to do some, we're going to film it. So not as a webinar, but something like this, so that the segments will be filmed, and then we'll do the same thing on a pay per view. So it'll be on the same channel. And so we will want to start marketing by about March. We should have everything ready to go. And so that means that Gavin will be there, and he'll also do just a little bit of photography, the stills, and then he'll do the filming the segment. So each speaker segment will be a segment, and there's a structure behind it. So we're just confirming speakers and bios and topics and everything else to pull together into that then marketing. So, yeah.
Sorry, I can't help myself from eavesdropping, and I'm still doing things, so my bad. I am still here, so I am still able to listen. Just on the video, what does the video, I'm sure you guys, it's not, so with our strategy, we would have sort of spoke to you. The video, can you click back on the website? Is there, with the actual video, when you pay for the video, is there actually any real people and you talking and that sort of stuff? Or what do the videos look like themselves?
Well, there's that short version.
So if you click on that, Adrian, I just tried to do that. It didn't do anything. So just...
No, you can't, but you have to...
No, yeah, you need the...
yeah, so most of my point is that stuff that looks really good on print, right, looks really terrible on social media and websites, right? So to me, real people, real places is what you want to see. So it's great if you could see Wendy talking to people and stuff.
But we have actually done that.
Is that actually in the video? Is
Yeah.
there a way?
So that's what's in the video.
I know we've sent you. I don't know if you've seen it, but that's basically a snippet of what the course content is.
Yeah, I haven't. I was trying to setting. So I haven't seen it. You would probably.
Yeah. So Gavin sent that to me. I put it in the Dropbox.
Yeah.
Ready there to go for when.
Cool.
It's just a snippet of like the intro section where Wendy talks about who the course is aimed for and roughly what it comprises of. So it's a minute long. It's just a straight snippet, but I overlaid some cutaways, just some drone footage. And that's
perfect. We're so much better at the moment. I don't know if you agree, but it's quite harsh to look at your website, right? So it's like a PDF almost, and yet you've got this, sounds like this video that's going to come on, which if you have access to it, you could actually, I would absolutely suggest to you that you might want to have a real people, real images as your starting point on that video. And not have the sort of how much it costs and all that sort of stuff. I actually have a picture of Wendy and the client so they can see themselves in that picture, right? Because otherwise that's a hard sell, right? I'm not clicking on that anytime at the moment. Just again, if I'm giving you hard love here around for me to actually post a video, as Adrian says, we don't want the post to have to do all the work, right? So we actually want to make it the people. And I imagine when we're using and we're putting it straight onto the Facebook, which is mainly what we do when we're advertising it, maybe one of you probably have it at your end. You could share your screen. But I did eavesdrop one other thing. I was going to say, Adrian, could you just share the screen that actually has the report? Because we did talk through this ourselves before Wendy jumped on. And now I'm mindful that we probably should have at least because the report you're talking about, Wendy, was the first one you ever received, right? So this is your bi-monthly report that you're due. So I don't know how much has changed, but realistically, just so you know, Gavin, what we measure is how many people are reached, how many people are engaging with the post. Largely it's around the habit of, and it's about the advertising. So you can see in Wendy's case, over 15,000 people being reached in the last 28 days and over 126 engagement with the Facebook alone, right? And largely that's ads because Facebook, we know, is not very generous outside of the advertising platform, right? So then the next thing down, Adrian sort of has put some notes here around the spend to date, around getting video traffic. So you can see 34,000 impressions on that one particular ad at $3 a day and 82,000 impressions, which is the same person more than one. It's the machine learning where Facebook goes, okay, that person's gone and clicked through to the website. We're going to send it through to them again, right? So basically that's what impressions means compared to reach. It's the same person. They've shown some sort of interest in it. They've watched something, they've liked something, they've engaged with something. Then the next thing down, Adrian was going to talk to you about was the LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. They're the 4 channels that we're posting to, right? They're the ones we want to get eyeballs to. Adrian put some notes a little bit further down. We've actually had quite a bit of reach on Instagram because we know that it's a lot more generous with its organic reach, right? We don't have to pay on Instagram. It gets the reach. So when we're doing a video like yours, we know we're going to do well on Instagram when we're putting money on it as well. So, so in other words, on Facebook, you're lucky to get 10% people seeing a post, right, of your following. So that's why it's problematic up the top where Wendy's only got 30 people following the page. We need to advertise to get people to see it at the moment. Whereas we know on Instagram, if you get 100 people following, then they're more likely to show it to 30 or 40 of the followers. Yeah, does that make sense? So you're getting that organic habit from the habit of Adrian's every second day posting, right? But yeah, so these videos where we're advertising, we'll put the video on Facebook. Realistically, I imagine the MP format, Facebook will tell us. So if Adrian's got the MP format, as long as that's in the Dropbox, we'll put it in there and we'll work out whether or not that's a format that we can use. That shouldn't be a problem.
Well, he's already given you 2 formats, one for Facebook and one for...
Oh yeah, that's good. So as you said, we've got that. So again, we just need to have this conversation today to know what we're going to do with it when we start promoting it. I wouldn't be promoting it the way it is at the moment with that entry photo, which is just a block text yellow picture. As I said, even though people will drop off after, I don't know how long it takes to get to people, if there is people in that webinar, but certainly people will give it 3 seconds. You know how fast people scroll down their feed. Whether they're likely to see it. If they see people, they're much more likely to watch what it's about, right? So the post, we know people will read the post, but the post is probably only 2 or 3 lines, and then it'll have a call to action button to take them to where we want them to take it to. So there'll actually be a call to action button. It won't just be in the post itself, which is what we do when we're not advertising, which is what Adrian's doing every second day at the moment, right?
So on Facebook, sorry, Gavin, on Facebook, we've got that photo of Toby and when we were doing the filming, and that got lots and lots of hits. Maybe we could put that, and that photo is on WendyWho's upskilling.
I think that would make sense in terms of, even if you were overlaying it, I think that would make a lot more sense, right? Because if we want to humanize you, Wendy, otherwise...
Sorry to interrupt, but there's, I'm not sure if you've seen, I actually put together a flyer with an image of Wendy and a list of the contents of the course.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen any of that. Today's what the discussion is about, because Wendy was saying...
It's on her Instagram. She actually posted.
It's all on there. So we've already done that, but it's not on the website.
To Instagram?
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool.
So to mine,
to yours.
Yeah.
And well. Yeah. No, well, again, we've got to have the conversation of how we're going to do it, right? So just so you know, we have a oh, you got that photo? Yeah. So
that should be on the Insta page. So that's what I actually did
on
that
her
after
Insta page.
Was done.
We put it together. Gavin put that together, but I do take on the point that we could put that same photo or image in the actual block on that page on the website.
I think that would be a good idea, and again, as you said, Wendy, a list of just a breakdown of the content of the course, because then there's a face to the name. It's already been done. It's a design thing.
So it's just the thing. Sometimes people are under the so your insights are the classic example, right, of people being under a misinterpretation of insights to think, oh, this isn't working for me. Yours actually is, everything says to us, you've got how many, put the report up again, Adrian, how many people going through is the pixel telling us, right? So we know that at the moment, the pixel's telling us...
It's got
327 flares. That means that they've gone through to 327 individual pages on your website, right? It's not unique visitor. Your analytics can tell you you're a unique visitor, but Facebook can tell us that's how many people have gone through. In other words, one person might go to three pages. Adrian might be one of those people, would be one of those people, right? But the reality is we know that when we're posting, we're putting contact details and we're putting in the website, and we know that the website's telling us people. So we don't wait for them to go to the website. All of Adrian's posts are also telling them to give Wendy a call or email if that's what we want them to do. But I was just more for you, Gavin, just so you know what the model is, right? So clearly the habit is every second day, and we engage on a Wednesday. But there, where the rubber hits the road, if you like, particularly for people that have no clue who Wendy is at the moment, is we advertise awesome content like you've created. so that we want to get that to a target audience that we've set within Facebook. So in other words, they've got an interest in this and that sort of thing. We don't want it to be too big a haystack. We want it to be as pointy as possible, but we often spend a lot of time explaining to people it's not direct email, right? So privacy laws prevent us from, posting it to Jill and Julie. But effectively, if we know what Julie and Jim look like in terms of how old they are, where they live, what profession they're in, then we can at least target those people, right? So from the advertising side of things. So yeah, I think at the moment I'm a Johnny come lately, maybe a little bit like you, Gavin. Adrian's been managing the day to day. Wendy said that we've got this new project to come in, so I just want to make sure we make the most of the content, right? Because often that's what gets forgotten is people go and spend money on great content and don't share it to its best capability, right? Give it the best chance to succeed. And it's just one of those little tips, as I said, on social and on your website. People love Wendy. They don't even necessarily like the animated Wendy, right? But they like Wendy generally, I'm going to think, because they know Wendy, they trust Wendy, that sort of stuff. And that's what we try and build is relationship first, and then the sell second, if you like, right? So and
the
having
other thing is I need to also, when I'm taking note of what I'm getting in physically as business, it's actually quite interesting because people are going to the website and using it as a reference point. And I'm actually getting private business from private landlords and private tenants, like other tenants and landlords. So it's really interesting about then we might look at doing some of the social media posts or the posts out on those sort of topics. Some of the wording that's there about assisting landlords and tenants. So it's been really interesting that getting the physical or the real business in that's coming in.
I might just go back to eavesdropping. My apologies. So I don't have any. I'm sorry, Adrian. Sorry, Wendy. Sorry, Kevin. Otherwise, I'm going to have other emails I'm going to have to tackle in a second. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
No worries.
No worries. Thanks, Steve.
Okay, thanks. So that would probably be a good idea too then, Gavin, in regard to the actual next lot of videos is then to have that sort of, some people. I noticed that every time we post people, which I didn't want to do too much, is me and someone else or us actually doing something, or Gavin, when you were doing the filming, we get really good hits on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we always do with those type of images.
Yeah, and I'm surprised. And the other one that got a lot was the solar panels. That was hilarious.
Yeah, but just know, Wendy, like with the when you said the next course, I mean, we can change the thumbnails on that course in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
That's just a JPEG that I can just swap out. So I think initially we said, okay, let's just have the brief contents. One. I think if you put that flyer, the one that we did, which basically says it all.
That's really good. Yeah.
If you put that instead of that blurb, you put that and then the detail list of the contents. I think that would suffice to sit above the player.
Yeah.
And you've got your image there. But I agree. Seeing people automatically, sort of draws people.
It does work. It does get the best hits. That and solar panels get the big hits. I've got someone taking some solar panel photos for me so that I can do another post because it's so hilarious, some of the situations. Yeah.
We can also pin that flyer to the top of the Facebook page because it had been posted, but it would be so far down the page now.
Yes.
So you'd have to do a bit of scrolling to find it.
Okay.
So another thing we can do is pin it to the top of the page so it's always there.
Yeah. So it's just sort of moving. It's just it's a bit of a learning curve for everybody just to see. It is really.
And by the way, that flyer, I mean, I was really happy with it because it didn't look too try hard poppy advertising. It was just a still frame, a nice frame of Wendy from the video content itself. So you get a feel for what you're going to be watching when you pay for the course. And it had the list of the contents, and I really liked it. It's kind of understated, and it was just cool.
And I just noticed that in the Google searches, when I put in upskilling for commercial property managers, some of the REIB courses are coming up that they don't even actually run anymore, or they haven't been running. and they're coming up, but it might be because of where I've searched or something before my upskilling stuff comes up. So it's interesting. So,
well, when we shoot the next, when we film the next seminar, and I'm going to get a handful of shots, maybe if you guys have any ideas. Yeah, I was going to include about 10, 12 photos, as many as viably you could do whilst filming.
while you're filming. Yes.
Well, the camera's locked off on tripod, so as long as I'll be monitoring sound, everything's fine. And segments usually go for half an hour to 45. So I'm sure I could scurry around and grab 4 or 5 stills in that time. That's no problem. So if we know what we want to capture, then I'll be able to capture a good 10 to 12 stills that can be used, for some social posts as well.
Yeah, well, just like that other photo that we've got up is really good. So photos like that, sort of the action of sort of Wendy sort of doing the promotions and stuff in the video.
Yeah,
they're really good.
The only reservation I had about that, I mean, it does look great, the one that's the cover photo.
Yeah, the cover photo.
It's just Toby's a lot more prominent, and he is a presenter. That's what he does, marketing and like a sort of a corporate presenter and speaker. But yeah, that was my only reservation, that I thought it would be. I mean, I'd like to see something like sort of, Wendy in a sort of corporate environment, really engaged with a couple of other people, in a sort of stand-up seminar.
Face, and yesterday I did one in St Kilda Road. So they actually took photos. I didn't think to take photos, but the room was dark.
You need to.
You need to take as many photos.
And they posted it. So that's what I was emailing you. Adrian and I grabbed their shots and then just posted it. But I was mucking around taking a photo of me looking stupid. Say that I'm really excited about getting back to face-to-face training.
Well, even like I saw those, and I just think that it just showed like a sparseness of the room. Like if it was cropped, it might have made it look a bit more.
Yeah. And it was just hard because I wasn't in control of the photos, and I should have thought to get the photos taken. So I have to think more about that, and to get some actual photos taken. And that I have been a bit reserved about doing all that because I have an issue, but it doesn't matter. I'll do it.
You're not the only one. Wendy, I hate it.
And today, we did that session with First National, and there was 2 of us in the camera starting off, and then you look at it and you think, oh shit, I'm not taking a screenshot. That looks shit out. But we should have done that. We should have just taken a shot. It was recorded, but I don't get the recording. But I have got some contract limitations with them as to what I can do and what I can't do, and that's why it's a little bit difficult. But because I sort of didn't give you a background on what that situation was, but it was fine with the post and pulled it down. But now to post, my guest has been posting all over social media and saying that it's a conference when it's not a conference. It was like a webinar, a training webinar, and I just have to laugh. But it doesn't matter. I mean, they're getting publicity out of it, aren't they? First National. So
yeah, exactly.
It's all good. Okay, well then, what else do we need to look at?
I think it was just the upcoming events. I can show you some of the stuff on LinkedIn to sort of invite more connections to your company page if you want. If you don't remember how to do that.
I might have to run as well myself. It's just after 6.
Yep.
Sorry, Wendy.
Gavin, about me being late again.
Oh no, you're fine. No, I'm really glad I jumped in. It was great to put the face
to meet you face to face.
And I think we covered a couple of key things there.
I
couldn't agree more. Imagery and putting faces to names is what I did here. I think that's so important for the web presence and all the socials. And again, Wendy, anything I can help with additional shots, even if I'm around the corner, even if it's short notice, I'll look after you. And I'll bring the camera. Don't be shy. Just list them out and just try me. If I can't, I can't. But quite often I'll probably be able to, on very short notice, run across with the gear.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
No worries. Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks.
See ya. Bye.
See you, Gavin.
when we did, like Gavin and I were doing like a planning session down at St Kilda Road, and we posted, that was a post up, and that got heaps of hits as well. So yeah. So on the LinkedIn,
Yeah,
that
so
was one. Yeah.
So on the LinkedIn page, if you remember, I did show you
You did about
last time, but
yeah.
look, I'll show you right now. So when you click on admin tools,
Yeah.
right up here, then you can go to invite connections. It's the first one. So you click on that.
So
Then
when
all your connections.
oh yeah, it will say they've been invited, so I know not to press on
Yes,
that.
so you get 100 every month that you can invite. So you really should be using it because you do have a big LinkedIn connection on your personal profile.
Yeah.
So it's great because I can go through and invite a few people now if you want me to.
So what I do is just
So
put it
this
in.
is only showing my connections. It's a lot better, more.
Yeah.
What were you saying? Sorry.
Sorry, I was just going to say that what I can do is put a reminder in my diary to actually do it once a month.
Yep. So you get 100 once a month. So
Yeah.
probably not everyone will accept it and like the page. But even if 50% do, then that's extra 50 followers every month.
So yeah, so I just need to look up the company. Okay. Yeah.
But I would expect far more than 50% actually following the page if you're inviting them.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So then, oh, okay. Yep.
So it's quite simple. You just go and click on a few people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just go down, click on their names, and then you click invite. It's quite
Yeah.
simple.
Yeah.
Just invite a few people. And there's extra few connections that should follow.
Yeah.
If you just do that every month, then you're gonna most likely get another 100 potentially followers every month.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
It's even more important on LinkedIn because then those people, their connections, will see your post as well.
And that's actually where I get a whole lot of my referrals from anyway. Like it's really
Yep.
quite interesting. So yeah. All right. Okay.
Because I don't remember exactly how many followers you have, but you have a big following on your big
Yeah.
connection on LinkedIn. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and if you're able to sort of do the same on Facebook as well and Instagram, because we aren't promoting for follows and likes on Facebook at the moment. So
Yeah.
the only real way we're going to build that up connection is if you're letting your sort of friends and family know to follow the page.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's yeah, that's good.
Because like Steve was saying earlier, it's mainly the ads that we're running at the moment that's getting a lot of the
Brand.
attention and yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's good. All right. Well, that sounds good. So what else do you suggest?
Mainly start with inviting people so we can build that up, and then if we do those few things that you've that we discussed today, that'd be great because if we can get more photos as well of you sort of face to face,
Yeah.
they, as you said, they do get a lot more engagement and a lot more likes.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's just getting over it. I've had to just get over things, over the next step, and then yeah, go from there.
And as Steve said, having that on the website as well, if you can put it on there, it really helps people sort of make that next step. They're more
Yeah,
inclined to go through and sort of purchase the videos when they can see a little bit of what they'll be getting.
yeah, that's right. That's right, exactly. Yeah. Yep. No, it's yeah, it's interesting. All right. No, that's good because I was going through looking at some of my connections, really just having a look to see if, if I should get rid of some of them. So, and I know some people don't even really look at their LinkedIn a lot, but the people that I know, like we all use it a lot, and it's really easy to check people out.
Yeah.
it's really easy to get business. So we all get business from it. Like, that's where we get a lot of our business from. But I think that the website, with the amount of information it's got, that a lot of people are going to that and getting the information from that. So I like that information, the knowledge information, valuable, apparently. So, yeah.
Because you said you don't have a website person at the moment.
Oh,
Is that right?
like
you're having trouble.
Well, my graphic designer person was doing some work, just because I had another guy doing it, but he just, he every page was like different fonts. It wasn't consistent, and he set it up, and so we just had to go and actually fix it. So we went and yeah. See, now I've tried to do this, and it's got something went wrong.
Well, I was just gonna say, I do know a good website person if you do need some help. I can.
I probably, so it won't actually let me won't let me do the invites. It just says something went wrong. Please try again later on LinkedIn.
On LinkedIn.
Yeah. So I've got to 99. I got to 100, and it just says you've reached your invite limit. That's fine. So I invite, and it just says something went wrong. Try again later. So,
were you on the page?
Yep.
So we do get like a lot more sort of organic impressions on LinkedIn as well, which is really beneficial. So that's another reason why we should be doing more work on LinkedIn.
Yeah, and more posting. Like, that's what I was working on this year, is doing more writing. I'll just have to discard that. I can't even get out of it. So I'll try again later. I've got a feeling that this has happened before, and it was a bit of an issue.
I think it's possibly because, sorry, with me butting in, but I am able to work and at least listen. But it's probably because Adrian invited a few people, and then you've tried to invite, and it's probably maxed you over your limit. So you probably need to invite maybe 75 rather than 100, and then maybe you'll probably go okay. So maybe just invite a lesser amount.
She still has 90 something people she can invite, from what I saw.
Yeah.
Can you see can I share my screen?
Yeah, okay. Hold on. I'll just stop sharing my screen.
And I'll show you my screen, which has got LinkedIn posts from Tamara. So where's the share screen?
So just on the bottom of the screen, so it should be in the middle, share.
Your entire screen, my Chrome tab. Okay, so see this here, that's Tam today that was on my session. So she's put all that on. I sent her those 2 slides that I actually gave you, that I've just put in today. So I gave her those 2 slides out of the slides today, because she wanted something, and that's all I could really give her. How we can build on this. Again, we didn't take the photos. So
it's not great either. It's not a great portrayal necessarily. We don't usually, those blocky type pictures look awful. It doesn't actually make you look great. It's good that she's talking about you.
Yeah,
I think that's good.
I mean, all I can do is sort of like it, but and say great working with you or something.
Exactly. If you go and write that in the comment, then that'll share it to your network, and then basically that'll say, Wendy has commented on this post, and so draw people attention to that post. So that's how you can kind of, take it a little bit strategically along those lines. Yeah.
Because she's not really techo, and I've given her your names in regards. She's trying to build her profile. But she's doing podcasts, but she's not techo. She's not as techo as I'm not fantastically techo either, but she's really behind. So she needs help. So she has to get someone to do this sort of stuff for her. So, but that's okay. At least it sort of spreads the word. So I'm not too fussed about that. It's mainly just now, so that's okay. It's mainly just now the video. I'll stop sharing now. It's mainly just, did that just stop? Or do I have to
Yeah, so it's stopped sharing now.
Okay. It's mainly just understanding a bit more about it. I think obviously I'm learning, but as well. So, and just understanding how it works and what content and where to have more followers. and spend some time on it.
I think you're smart, Wendy. Basically, the fact is, often people will go to one or the other, and by introducing us to the video person, it often helps, because often video people get told, "Oh, can't you just share it?" Really, and that kind of waste you spend on the videos in the first place, often,
Yeah.
because it's not their speciality, right? So the fact that we've got to meet Gavin now, and he's heard, and was able to contribute to us, and we would kind of get able to understand a little better. I think it's smart. Probably that last little connect is to make sure that you, even if you just come someone you could call on around making sure the website presents how you want it to present. Wixer websites are fine. We actually had a very high-end customer that does LED signage, right? There's some incredible signage up in Sydney, and they took their website from WordPress to Wix. And we're like, what the heck? But
Yeah.
it does what they're wanting it to do. It has the video content that they're happy with. It can put all the links and the proofing in. So that's not the issue. It's just being, I'm the same. I can update my website and stuff like that. I just need to know that I don't want to bust it, you know what I mean? Or I'm not techie enough on the coding and all that sort of thing to know how to do that sort of thing. So it's just good to have someone to call on, that's all.
Well, I think I've got someone doing some work on it and loading up some of these scenarios, but she's really struggles when it comes to the actual sort of back end layout. And there was a big photo here, and I wanted it taken out because it was taking up too much room. And then by the time we got down to the scenarios, so it probably could do with it'd be nice if you put a photo behind it, but she doesn't have that experience. And the other thing is that I just need someone to help me with the back end, because what happens is that when people can subscribe, and you can actually set up a database in the back end, and then whenever she posts these scenarios or posts a blog, it seems that, or when she posts a blog, sorry, not these scenarios, when she posts something, it actually alerts me and says, there's been a new post. And I want that to be able to go out to all of the database, to be able to put all of our database in the back end of this. So, and then just expand on that. So I also wanted it to be able to, when someone actually subscribes and sends in a contact to say, thank you for your email, I'll get back to you shortly, or something like that. And then it seems to have that capacity. I've had a look at it. I reckon I could nut it out if I had the time, because I had a look at it the other day, and I think I can. But the problem is I just don't have the time, and it'll take me longer than someone else. So if you have got someone that can help me with this, just to get some of those things right, I really like that.
Well, Kim's still in the chapter.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Kim could help.
With Anthony, because Anthony introduced us, didn't he? I think so. Kim works with Adrian on another project as well, with personal independence providers too. And so I think we've got a few projects with Kim.
Yeah, I think we've got a few with her.
She's pretty reasonable in terms of just being able to give some advice and do little bits and pieces. She's not all about having to. She'll work with what she's got. She won't tell you to sort of recreate an entire new site or anything. So
no, I just want someone to do that bits and pieces. And my graphic designer too, she just knew a bit about Wix, and she could get the look in a better way than what it was and get it improved on what it was. But now if I want changes and that, it's sort of, if I want to change photos or want to change image or anything like that, it's a bit hard to do. So even today, I'm trying to get her, when we had Infusionsoft, we had a template that we used, and I'm trying to get her to set me up a template that I can use with our Outlook emails, but she's really she's a bit blocked on it. I only want something similar. I don't want exactly the same. And it's just, how some people are she's not in her creative brain at the moment. So that's creating, I'm just thinking, this doesn't need to be that hard.
I think the thing with websites too, and apologies for continuing to work and contribute, but the websites is two different skills, isn't it? It's creative on the one hand for the look, but it's actually highly technical in terms of getting them to work. As you said, I've known both. Some people can do it, but in general, it's two separate skills, right? So
we've tried to get these additional buttons up in the back end of Wix, and honestly, I can't even find the damn buttons for for the other. It just is not coming up. So there must be a way to add more buttons, but I don't know how to do it. So that's why we can't get up. And even the person
know how to do that. They just jump and
Yeah.
straight in. They just go.
So they're the things that I just need help with to get them, because that's why the buttons aren't there, and that's why we had trouble with the pixels and everything, is getting that Facebook pixel, because she couldn't get her head around it. She sort of said, I know how to do it, but then she couldn't get her head around it. But we got there, obviously, but I didn't even know she'd done it. So I didn't even know it was working. So, but, you know, she's very creative. Gavin, on the other hand, is very creative as well. So he can be in the really creative space and not practical space, but everyone is good at certain things and certain aspects. So it works well if you've got a whole team that everyone does their bit, and it just has a good end result. So yeah. Anyway, so that's yeah. And then, like, you know, how many scenarios do you put up? How old do they get? Do you change them over? Because most of it's really good information. And the other thing is too that I had other resources and different blogs and things. Not the blog, sorry, the resources page. And, you know, I wanted different things done with that. I wanted a podcast shifted up the top instead of being down the bottom. And then I wanted the blogs in that order. And it's always a bit hard for someone who doesn't really know. So
Kim will be able to sort that stuff out for you.
yeah. All right. Okay. Well, that sounds pretty good. And I'll read that report when
it's posted. Yes.
Yes, it's not posted just yet.
But the good thing is now you can not only read the report, or if you choose not to read the report, you can watch the video of me and Adrian talking about the report.
No, that's okay, because I just said, and that was the other reason I was late. So the last 2 days I've had big sort of training sessions I had to do a lot of work on, and then get back here, and I'm trying to get a whole lot of work because I've got to start traveling tomorrow. So I'm on the road from early, and I've got to end up in Yarra, go to Sunbury, Tullamarine, Sunbury, Benalla, Yarrawonga, and then I'm there for 2 nights and working all day, and then I've got to go to Albury, Wodonga, and then back Monday. So I just don't get to some of those things because by the time you've been on the road all day and you've got to meet your clients, you're stuffed at the end of the day. So, and then I need to do my other agency work. So I said to Gavin last year, I said, my agency's taking up 90% of my time and I've got 10% left for personal and WendyWho. It's getting a bit annoying. So, yeah. But anyway, and that was just the nature of last year with COVID and everything. And then it's just got really busy since then, which is great. So, yeah. All righty.
Okay.
Anything else?
No, I don't think so. I think that's
you can't plug
everything.
this as a one-to-one because Wendy's not in BNI, are you, Wendy? You're just no BNI.
Don't even ask. You know who's been trying to get me in BNI for the last 4 or 5 years? Is Peter from Chile Realty.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yep.
He's with Adrian as well. You might guys have to hang up because, as you said, otherwise Adrian's going to ask me for overtime at public.
No, that's okay. Yeah. So he's been trying to get me for ages to go. Like, I live at Sandhurst. It's, to get to a meeting, and when we were physically doing it, but I don't want to be under that pressure to refer people. With my understanding, I just cannot take any more on. I'm trying to do a bit less. So that's the issue, and I'll refer people anyway, but I don't want to be under pressure to do it. So I've given your name to a few people, so I'm happy to do it for another turn. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Wendy.
Thanks very much. See you later.